What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. So today we got some news about the upcoming Tempest trial, and it did tell us the sacred seals which we're going to be getting next. And in this video I'm basically going to be trying to discuss that, what sort of options you could run with these sacred seals, because one of these sacred seals is definitely really interesting, and that being Life and Death. So we've got Bracing Stance and Life and Death as these two sacred seals that we're going to be getting. We're also going to be getting Valentine Veronica as the Tempest trial reward. So Life and Death is pretty interesting because as a sacred seal, it can definitely provide some value over the other sacred seals. It does have some competition in Swift Sparrow sacred seal and Attack Speed Solo sacred seal. Swift Sparrow is basically for you if you are a player phase focus unit. And Attack Speed Solo is really great for like ether raids, where as it is you need to be solo. You cannot be near an ally because units can't snipe your allies. So that's why solo skills are really good in ether raids, and solo skills in general are really good for cavalry units because it's not really hard for them to be away from their allies. So those are the competitions basically. Life and Death 3 is not really an in-combat buff like those skills, but instead it adds the attack and speed to your visible stats, and this could be pretty useful. This also reduces your defense and resistance by 5, and this can work in both phases. Life and Death Sacred Seal is absolutely no joke. You could give the Sacred Seal to some of the units to make them reach the peak bulk in FE. Imagine beating an opponent with a unit who has got single-digit bulk or even 0 defense or resistance. That is the ultimate flex. There's absolutely no way your opponent is going to be recovering from that. The only choice they have is uninstalling FE at that point. You can also run Life and Death on many of the units which run AoE specials. Legendary Lilina is a pretty good option. Now Life and Death might seem a bit weird on her with her good magical bulk and the fact that she isn't really all that fast, but still, AoE damage counts the visible attack stat towards its AoE damage, so that's why you want to run skills like Fury, Life and Death, and stuff like that which can increase your visible attack stat. So that's why double Life and Death is going to be a pretty good thing for Lilina. And unlike Ophelia, there's no opportunity cost on Lilina when it comes to running a Hardy Bearing Sacred Seal, because Hardy Bearing is already present in her weapon. Ophelia on the other hand does have that opportunity cost for her Sacred Seal. Instead of running Hardy Bearing, she can run Life and Death for having even better AoE damage. Something like this could be really useful for many of the Abyssal maps, just with like 3 dancers. And in ether raids, it is of course going to be coming to bite you back if you're not running Hardy Bearing on your Ophelia. Now if you pair this up with a Chill Speed user or a Bright Shrine, and you have Triandra who can boost your speed with the Mythic effect, then Ophelia can definitely do pretty decently well against many of the tanks and Vantage Sweepers by using Wind Sweep. So instead of running Hardy Bearing, you could run Life and Death and incorporate Wind Sweep. You could also use this on Fire Sweep units or units who have got pseudo Fire Sweep weapons like Eleonora. And Fire Sweep weapons are of course pretty popular. You could also use Fire Sweep Bow with double Life and Death, and that could allow you to get a lot of damage output. And Fire Sweep units basically don't really care too much about their bulk, so that's why Life and Death Sacred Seal is pretty nice on them honestly. You could also run this on someone like Cordelia, who is a quad attacker with a Dive Bomb and Heavy Blade 4 build. Every point of extra attack does count, so instead of running Swift Sparrow, you could run Life and Death. And because of Dive Bomb, she's gonna be able to just attack constantly before taking any kind of retaliation. So that's why the penalty on defense and resistance doesn't really matter too much as long as you play her right. But using Dive Bomb basically means that you cannot really incorporate stuff like Wings of Mercy shenanigans because you need to be at that threshold. You could also use this in ether raids offense to soak Bright Shrines, Chill Attack, Chill Speed on your other support units. So basically, the reason why you do soaking is that you don't want your main tank to get affected by the chill skills or the Bright Shrines, or even your carry unit for that matter. So that's why when you run someone like Lucina, you try to soak the Bright Shrine or the chills. And Lucina is going to be a pretty good user of this in light season because Mila can most of the time easily soak the Dark Shrine. So you could run something like this on Lucina to make sure that she could soak chills. And this is going to be pretty helpful because many people do like to run very speedy units with like the damage reduction skills or like null follow-up or stuff like that. So covering their speed stat can be a bit hard at times, but Life and Death Sacred Seal does fix that. You could even run Life and Death on your Mythics, so your Mythics can basically become your soakers in a sense. Air is a good option in the light season for that, and in the Astro season we do have Naga and Regan to soak the chills. So your Mythics soaking the chills can be a really good thing if your main carry isn't really a tank who's supported by someone like Mail Corin or Lucina. So that can work out. and this just opens up more options, which is always really good. Now we move on to Bracing Stance Sacred Seal. So Bracing Stance is pretty straightforward. It's actually gonna be much more useful than Life and Death in my personal opinion, because you could just slap it on any kind of like mixed tank, and you know, if they have got mixed bulk, this is gonna be a really good Sacred Seal. Someone like Ashnard who can debuff the attack of the foe with his preferred weapon as well as a range skill, this goes really well with him because he can get extra resistance and defense not only with those skills but also with Bracing Stance now. Brave Edelgard is also a pretty good option with good mixed bulk, and of course an Axe Infantry unit like Kalik or Mustafa can definitely reap benefits of this kind of Secret Seal, especially if they are running the new Pelagian Axe, which we have on Male Chris. So Pelagian Axe with the attack smoke debuff along with Bracing Stance can make them extremely bulky, so Bracing Stance is going to be a pretty good Secret Seal and quite universal skill which any kind of mixed bulk tank can easily utilize and would love to have in the enemy phase. So those were some of the examples which I wanted to show with the new Sacred Seals. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Sacred Seals which we're going to be getting, and what kind of Sacred Seal next would you like to see. I never thought Life and Death would become a Sacred Seal, and it seems like now even something like Fury is not too like unbelievable as a Sacred Seal, so who knows, we might get that. So make sure to share this video with your friends who are excited about these new Sacred Seals. I want to thank all of my YouTube members for their constant support, and if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me tremendously, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as double Life and Death Delthia's defense stat. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.